everybody. We've got Brandon.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Brandon.
Hi, Karen. How are you doing?
Good. We're going to talk over each other again today.
Well, we're saying the same thing, so I guess it doesn't matter, right?
Yeah. How's it over in Shepherd's today?
It is a really, really nice day. It's cool. It was about 39 degrees. I'm sure you guys are equivalent there. And then sunshine and no wind. So I'm hoping my grass grows and I can get out on these horses and do some good things.
Awesome. Yep, it's beautiful here, too. It's going to be a hot one today.
Yeah. How your weather? I'm looking forward to coming this weekend. And I'm kind of watching the weather so we can fly over, hopefully, and just seeing those weather patterns. I don't know what your long range forecast is, but I've been looking here. It's kind of maybe cloudy a little bit in the afternoon, but that's it. So I think we're going to be good.
Awesome. I can't wait. Yeah, it'll be a fun weekend.
I hope so.
Got Mystey here, and last week, or our last session, we introduced the drive line to Mystey. He did pretty darn well, but we only worked on it for, I don't know, maybe 2-3 minutes when I was with you last time. And just kind of did a basic overview of all the things that we've worked on in the past couple months. And so I've had one practice session since then, had to take an impromptu trip to Seattle. To a halt. But we had one really good session before I took off.
Good.
He did get kind of frustrated, though, with the drive line.
Yes, that's very typical.
Okay, so he was trying to run through the bit and
Yep.
pull on it. He was a little confused with steering. It was a good session, but it wasn't necessarily the calmest, easiest going session that we've had.
Well, and that is to be expected. So you're not doing anything wrong. Just so you know that we hung up because we had a very, very good session driving him for the very first time, and like you said, it was only a couple of minutes. You just want to get them to the first time. Get acclimated to it and the pressure on the bit and then the turns and stops and a backup. And that is really all you're after. And then you start to build on that. And they will. They'll get very frustrated because this is new to them. It's something entirely different. All of a sudden, now you're pulling their head around and letting go of it, and you're pulling on that bit. You're trying to get them to stop, and they'll push into it as a resistance because what is a horse? Are they an into pressure or away from pressure animal?
Well, both.
They are both. You're exactly right, and they are based on whatever the circumstances or the context of what you're doing is. So they feel that, and that's something new. They've had the bit in their mouth, but they haven't had that kind of pressure in their mouth necessarily, except for constant pressure to the left or to the right when we were tying them around so that they could learn to give to the bit. So this is very complicated in their mouth. The bit moves from one side to the other. It'll pull through their mouth, and you can lift it. So it's a very dynamic movement in their mouth, and they're trying to wrap their head around what's expected of them.
I see.
And they're just searching, and so they typically will pull on that bit, and yes, they'll run through it. So the thing to do is use your verbal skills when they pull on it, and keep moving. Say whoa. And he should know whoa, right? Because we've already started that in the round corral. And get him to stop, and then we start teaching the back, and then and the turn. So it's going to be very clunky and very resistive on his part, but it's to be expected. It's okay. So we just keep on moving through it, and we do the best we can. And it's very sloppy, and like we're completely out of control, but you got to do the best. You just do the best you can. And sometimes they'll take off, and you just got to grab a hold of them drive lines and hold them back, pull them back, and then let go.
So sloppy isn't a bad thing, always.
It's not. It's not necessarily a bad thing because we got a spider on the lens. That's funny. The sloppiness is just part of it. So we'll tighten that up as we go, and you'll be surprised how fast that will come along. And so I think what we can do is let's just go ahead and go right into saddling him up. We're going to kind of skip that portion of it, and then we're going to move on with you with a few more things that I want to do that's prepping, stepping up on him. And we won't step on him today, but we will. This spider is like a third of the size or half the size of the round corral. It looks like it's giant shadows. You're about to be attacked by a spider.
So there was one other exercise we did, which was having the rope on his leg and leading him by it, and then also having him move out and then pulling on it for him to learn to stop with that pressure, so he doesn't, for example, a situation where he was caught in wire, then he would know to stop in that situation, not panic. He did fairly well with the front feet. I went to the back feet, and we did not have a rodeo. However, I did get a little rope burn. He kicks at lot, like trying to kick it off. And that was the one part that I felt I had to improvise a lot, but didn't know if I was really improvising in the right direction. Because he seemed to, after a while, get better, and then I would just ask for one more good stop just to be sure, and then he would go back to hitting it and kicking it off. So I tried as soon as he stopped. He does listen to me say whoa, so as soon as he stopped kicking, I would let go of that pressure. And that kind of worked, but not really. And then I started, instead of doing that, asking him to whoa, and he would stop, and then I would hold that pressure for a moment and then take it off. But each way worked only a little bit. It would work for one time, and then you'd go back to hating it and trying to kick it off.
Okay.
So
go ahead. Sorry.
At least he was stopping, but he wouldn't stop kicking it.
Okay. We're going to do a little bit of something different here then for you. Let's go back on him, and I'm going to ask you to grab, everybody's got duct tape, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and you can pick his foot up and hold it and pound on his foot and do whatever you want to it. You just can't put the pressure with the rope on it right away, right?
Yeah, because we were having him move, and then I was pulling on the rope. That